So, lads, this is so much of a shock that it's 4:16 in the morning. I am currently in bed. I just finished streaming for like 4 straight hours and was like, yeah, I'm going to bed. If there's any more stories I can talk about, I'll stay on. And nothing happened. Everyone told me to go to bed. And as soon as I turn off the lights, as soon as I take down my absolutely scuffed laptop, triple laptop setup that I ran on stream. If you guys saw what I was streaming from my old bedroom, my parents' house was crazy. As soon as I take it all down, this news comes out, and I'm sorry, I'm not resetting up my system. So I'm just gonna talk through, and hopefully the audio quality is not too bad. But lads, forget Grace Berger. Forget Grace Berger. If the Indiana Fever, I don't care that Bree Turner has been with the team. I don't care. You can find one of the four best backup point guards in the WNBA. Better backup point guards than Aari McDonald, because for some reason the Los Angeles Sparks just waived Aari McDonald. Like, this doesn't make sense. This does not make sense. It doesn't make sense in any way. Like, she is someone who has started on playoff teams. She is someone who has been a occasional starter on teams who have had home court advantage in playoffs. As early as 2 years ago, she's young. She can play defense. She's an undersized guard, cool. But better backup point guards than her in the WNBA are maybe Odyssey Sims, which is why she might have been gotten rid of from the Sparks, because they have Odyssey Sims, and if they're playing Kelsey Plum at the one, maybe Odyssey Sims, maybe Ty Harris. That's it. Maybe Marine Johannes. That's it. She is not an all-star level player, but she is a starting level player. She walks in and starts with the Mystics. Again, the Mystics stink, so I don't think the Mystics are going to bring her in because they stink. But she starts with the Mystics. And this is just a shock. Question mark, whoa. What are they thinking? She was going to be a key player off their bench. She dropped 22 points against the back-to-back aces. She was exactly what we needed. This is a dumb cut. I did just think that they instead of it's 4:16 in the morning, I read this as the GM was a dumb. Guess what I read? I read that quickly. As you can tell, I'm delirious. But the shock to this, there's never been a bigger shock. I don't think I've seen as big a shock as this. Aari McDonald averaged 11.1 points per game for they were a playoff team, weren't they? I'm pretty sure rookie Ryan Howard, they were a playoff team. She averaged 11.1 points per game for an Atlanta team who weren't, worst case scenario, they weren't that bad. Were they a playoff team? No, they weren't. They weren't a playoff team. But look at her game log last season. Look at her game log. So she missed a whole bunch of time after the Olympic break and only came back at the end of the year. Look at her game log for the season. Obviously started off the season a little bit slow. Then 6, 9, 21, 4, 3, 3, 7. But just look at his spell during the season. 16, 15, 14, 14, 14, 15, 2, 12, 17, 23. 4, 4, 12, 8. She had 23 points in an overtime win against the Aces last year. She had 23 against the Aces last year. And you might be saying, oh, Sydney Colson's better. No, she's not. Whatever the hell if you want to say about certain players, she's not even in the stratosphere. Colson's not even in the stratosphere of Aari McDonald. There are not many. The only problem is she's an undersized guard, I guess. And can she... What's her 3-point percentage looking like? Low 30s. Low 30s, not the greatest percentage from the field. I just don't care. 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, basically for her career. Outside of her second season. For her career, basically 2-to-1. I don't get it. And if you look at Underdog WNBA, how many people are just confused? Nobody blame but Kathy. Blame the freaking coach. They must trust Kelsey on point guard. Makes sense. KP's going to have the ball in her hands a lot. Not many minutes to go around backup point guard. and they've Odyssey Sims. I don't care. Find, like, Amber Cox, you're meant to be this elite GM. Find a way. Cut Bree Turner. I don't care. I don't care. Trust Michaela Timpson. Trust Michaela Timpson. I understand Bree Turner could be okay, but trust Michaela Timpson. Just trust Michaela Timpson. Because Michaela Timpson is a lot more likely to be a competent backup power forward than Sydney Colson is to be a competent backup point guard. Like, she could, like, there's a possibility that Aari McDonald comes in and starts. She could potentially come in and freaking start for a team. And if she comes in and starts, like, to get a player that could come in that would start for the Sun, to get a player that would start for the she would start for the Mystics. And again, look, not every player is going to want to join Indiana. She didn't average 12 points a game last season. She averaged 12 points a preseason. But, like, not everyone's going to want to come to Indiana, but you have to try. You have to try. If she is about to sign a deal and you have to go and find a way to work off Bree Turner's contract, like, I'm sorry, like, you can send you can send her away. You can send her away. Like, she's not, like, you can get rid of her. And I just don't, I didn't expect a player like this to be available. I did not expect a player like this to be available. Because, like, you're not, like, she is a starting level player. And I made a whole stream being like, maybe the Fever are just waiting to announce their team till they see who gets cut. And I'm like, she's 26. She's 26. And it's not like she's old. She's got, what, a couple of years left in her? She's got a couple of good years left. At least. At least four or five good years left in her. She's been a good player for her first 4 seasons in the WNBA, starting a not insignificant amount of those games. And for her career as an 8.6 point per game average player, who again is young and looked good last year. She looked good last year when she played. And again, a player who might be best known to you guys as the person who guarded Caitlin Clark instead of shooting her second free throw. That is one of the things she is best known as, but still, like, Indiana, I understand that they have their team set and they're happy with Colson, and Caitlin Clark wanted Sydney Colson in free agency. I mean, Aari McDonald was not available in free agency. If Aari McDonald was available on the freaking minimum, if she was available on the minimum, I wouldn't be surprised if Fever went for her. And now she is going to be available on the minimum. Like, I just hope they make this. I hope they make this call. And again, there is, for me, it's like future projections based on, for my opinion, based on Grace Berger. But you don't even need to make future projections on Aari McDonald. And by the way, she's only a year older than Grace Berger. That is one thing. It's not like Grace Berger is particularly young. But Aari McDonald is only 1 year older. And I understand an undersized guard. But, like, Colson's an undersized guard anyway. And Kelsey Mitchell's an undersized guard. The team has undersized guards, but I just think it's a smart decision for the Fever to go for this. Again, do I think she signs for the Fever? Probably not. But do I think Aari McDonald is a given that she's going to be signed by someone pretty quickly? Yeah. Like, she looked like a fine starting point guard last year. I'm not saying she was a good starting point guard. She looked fine. She looked absolutely fine last year. And, oh man, I think that she could be, like, she will be one of the better backup point guards. And this is a team that does not have a backup point guard for the Fever. And again, I would rather they just trust Michaela Timpson. I would rather they just trust Damaris Dantas. Because Bree Turner is not protected. She's not protected. You can get rid of her. You can get rid of her. Like Aari McDonald, if I did not think Aari McDonald was potentially going to become available. And if you're the Indiana Fever, do whatever you can. Do whatever you can to bring in Aari McDonald. I mean that. She's that good. But anyway, I'll see you guys.